Have you ever tried to get the ball to the end zone without a defense? Doesn't work. I'm going to talk to you more about how deliverance ministry is defense, but you still need an offense. Hi, I'm Joy with Breaking Curses 101, and subscribe to my channel, like this video, so this video can be pushed out to the rest of the YouTube community. And click the share button. Share it on your channel, share it on your page, share it wherever you want. So there comes a time when, people connect with my ministry and they get tired of doing this deliverance. When does it ever end? Okay, so I teach authority because it never ends. In Genesis chapter 1, God made Adam and Eve, and he said, take authority, take dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, and everything that creeps in the earth. All right? So taking dominion is something you're always supposed to do. It's just that you don't know how, and that's why you come to a deliverance minister to get help. Because there's an area of your life that's out of control, and you're trying to reel it back in, and you just need help. Because if you really knew what you were doing, you wouldn't be in the mess in the first place, right? So I say deliverance is defense because we are coming against the enemy. But you still need an offense, and faith is your offense. Your mouth is your offense. You have to have a vision, write it out, speak it daily, all right? And it's going to shape your whole life. In fact, I remember I was really, really depressed one day, and I was getting ready to go to the store. So I was getting dressed, and I said, I'm not going to keep living like this. I can't live like this for the rest of my life. I said, I'm not living like this the rest of my life. It was like, even though in my depression, I put my foot down. I said, I'm not living like this the rest of my life. And then it had to be like a half hour later, I finally made it to the store and everything. I was sitting outside the grocery store, and I heard spirit of depression. And I looked up and I saw a black cloud go whoosh, just take off. It was like, oh no, she knows we're here. And it left. And then I perked up and I wasn't depressed anymore. And I came home happy. I was like, wow, what was that? I didn't understand casting out demons, but I declared that I was going to be free. And it happened. And of course, I still had more levels to go through. I still had more progress to make. But just declaring that I was going to be free helped me get free of that immediate oppression. So there's lots of Bible verses about your mouth. If you say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt, but believe in your heart that everything that you say shall come to pass, you shall have whatever you say. Is that Mark 11? Mark chapter 11? Yeah. Read that. And then Proverbs. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. And then he says, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his lips. I think that's Proverbs 18, 20, and 21. I might have said it in reverse order. But look at Proverbs 18. Your mouth navigates your life. Yes, there is a divine will for your life, and God is trying to get you in his will. No, we are not going to live forever, but that does not mean you have to die before your time. So if you're just thinking death all the time, that is not God's will for you. He said, I came that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. So you still think life, all right? I know there are bad things on the horizon. You know, you won the lottery. Your name was picked and you were sent down here in this time of war, in these last days, okay? So there's a reason why you're here. For me, it's just a clue not to hold on to anything or anybody and just hold on to God's unchanging hand. Sorry, y'all. This was from the last video. I'm gonna put this down. You got to hold on to God's unchanging hand. I can't help it. All right. Hold on. All right. Look to the hills from which cometh thy help. But my point is, deliverance is, I mean, there are people who do teach this. In fact, the world teaches this. Shape your world with your words. Manifest. And call. What do they don't say call it in. They say, I forgot what they call it. Put it in the comments. You know what they say when you're speaking it to manifest it. So they got all that from the Bible. All right. Why Christians aren't teaching it, I don't know. But the world's applying these principles and getting rich. What's up with that? So anyway, but after you've spoken a word, after you have, made your list of written your vision and made it plain, so they that read it can run with it. After you've done all that, and then you hit the wall, bam, you hit the wall. You're like, what is this wall? That's where deliverance ministry comes in. That's where taking authority comes in. That's where finding out what your crazy ancestors did to get you, to keep you running into these walls come from. You're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be successful. Everybody else who started the coaching program is successful. No, they're not. They just making it look like they're successful. They're not making it either. Anyway, so when you hit those barriers, that's when it's time to find out where the barriers came in at, where the strongholds are, what gives this thing a legal right to stop you, then start casting it out. All right. Now, the dangerous thing about discovering that you have authority and that you can cast out demons is this: once you get started, you really can't stop. You got to keep taking new territory. All right. You got to keep taking new territory. Why? Because if you get too comfortable, then the enemy is going to come back in. Okay. And some people have arrived. They've gotten to the point where they've gotten everything they want out of life. Everything else is gravy. Everything else is extra. They're enjoying it, but they're not fighting for the next generation. So you're just going to sit there and chill. I got mine. You get yours. What's up with that? That's not cool. But there are people in the body of Christ. There are older people, retired people, people in their 60s, their 70s. They got theirs. They just cruising. They're going on their 3-month vacations. They doing all that for themselves. And they're not fighting for the rest of the kids. Oh, I'm not going to leave nothing to them. It's not about just leaving things to them. You got to get in there and fight. They're fighting battles today that you didn't have to fight. You all are fighting battles that I never had to fight. Okay? All this birth control is out. All these injections are out. And now I'm seeing all these Christian couples that are not having babies, and they're not saying that they don't want them. They're acting like it, but you wonder if something else is going on. So, and then you have people who have hit 45. They've done everything they know how to do, and they're still hitting brick walls. You're noticing now that your children are starting to repeat the same cycles you have. You got to get in there and get delivered. Now, once the enemy knows that you know how to cast demons out, now you're public enemy number one, and you have a bounty on your head, and he's coming for you. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. All right? He's coming for you. You can't stop. You got to keep moving. You can't get comfortable. This earth is not our final destination. This earth is not our home. So I know you want all the creature comforts of life, but just remember, we're in the last days. Jesus is coming soon, and there's a lot of people out there going to hell in a handbasket. So anyway, I said all this to say, deliverance is the defense. It helps you get to your goal. When people come into my ministry, I tell them, I ask them, what is your goal? Because unless you're trying to get somewhere, you won't run into any barriers. You'll be perfectly fine where you are doing nothing, or continuously having issues. You got to set the goal so that as you push towards it, you can find out what these strongholds are. And as you tear them down, you're going to be tearing them down over your whole bloodline and your kids. So anyway, please share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao. Start your deliverance journey today with the Breaking Curses 101 School of Deliverance. You can get delivered in the privacy of your own home. We've served over 6,000 people since 2016. So check out my link in the description below to take my free course to get started.